Have you ever ordered a coffee in English and felt, well, a little bit like a demanding robot? You just point, say, "Give me coffee," and then immediately feel kind of embarrassed? Don't worry, we literally all do it at first. Today, we're going to learn how to ask for things nicely.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Saying, "give me coffee" sounds like a direct order, and honestly, it can sound pretty rude. But could I have coffee? Now that sounds polite and friendly. In English, we have these special magic words called modal verbs. They soften our sentences and make us sound so much nicer.
So, let's start with how we ask our friends and family for things. You don't need to be super formal with people you know really well, but you still want to be nice, right? The good news is, there's a really simple formula for this. To ask a friend for something, you just use the magic word can or will. Then, add the person, which is usually you, and finally, the action word, the verb, can you help? It's super easy to build. Here's what it looks like in real life. Imagine you're eating dinner with a good friend. You'd say, "Can you pass the salt, please?" Or if you need a hand with something, "Will you help me?" And notice how just tossing that little word please at the end makes it sound even friendlier?
But be careful here. There's a very common mistake a lot of beginners make. Saying, "can you to help me" is absolutely incorrect. We never, ever put the word to after our magic words. Just use the simple action word completely by itself. "Can you help me" is perfect.
All right, now it's your turn. Let's pause for a quick quiz. Look at this sentence. Will you opening the door? Is this correct? Pause the explainer really quick and say your answer out loud for me. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It's incorrect. The correct sentence is, will you open the door? Just remember, we do not add an ing to the action when we use will or can. Just stick to the basic action word. Great job if you got that one right. Okay, fantastic. Now that you know that, let's look at asking strangers or asking for things at work. In these kinds of situations, like ordering at a cafe or talking to your boss, we need to be just a little bit more respectful. To do this, we just upgrade our magic words. Can becomes could, and will becomes would. Could and would are the polite upgrades. They create this really nice, respectful distance. Listen to these examples. Could you send me the file? And would you get me a menu? See, they sound very professional. Now, look at how could completely fixes a very rude mistake. If you're at a store talking to a stranger, saying, "give me a refund" is a harsh, direct command. Instead, just use could. Saying, "could I possibly get a refund" fixes the tone perfectly. Time for another quick quiz. Can you spot the error here? Would you two pass the water? Go ahead and type your answer down in the comments right now before I reveal it. How exactly do we fix this? 3, 2, 1. Did you spot it? The correct version is, would you pass the water? Huge congratulations if you got it. I just want to remind you one more time that the little word to does not belong in the middle of these polite questions. So we have our casual words for friends and our polite words for work. But what about the absolute most polite way to ask? Sometimes, you just want to be extra careful and incredibly polite. For those moments, we use the phrase, "would you mind?" And the formula is still simple. Step 1 is, would you mind? Step 2 is your action word, but this time it absolutely must have an ing at the end, like closing. And step 3 is the object, the window. Let's imagine you're feeling really cold at work. You want to ask your coworker to shut the window, but you want to be extremely polite about it. You'd ask, "would you mind closing the window, please?" It's just a wonderfully soft, gentle way to ask for a favor. But again, be careful. There's a common trap right here that beginners fall into. Because we use the word mind, the action word has to have that ing. So would you mind close the door is incorrect. You absolutely must say, would you mind closing the door? Let's stop for one more quick quiz. Listen closely to this sentence. Would you mind helping me? Is it correct or incorrect? Take 3 seconds to think about it out loud. Yes, it is totally correct. The word helping has that ing right at the end. That makes the sentence perfectly correct. You are doing a fantastic job following these rules today. We've gone over a lot of really great tools in this explainer. Let's do a quick review so you can remember everything you just gained. Seriously, these words will completely change the way you speak English. So here are the 3 levels of politeness we climbed today. You're going to use can or will for those casual situations with your friends.
Then you step up to could or would to be polite with strangers. And finally, use would you mind plus an ing word when you need to be very, very polite. All right, let's kick off our final interactive quizzes. Fill in the blank for me. Blank, you mind moving your bag? Choose between can, could, or would. Go ahead and say your answer out loud right now.
The answer is would. Would you mind moving your bag? Great effort remembering our special polite phrase there. All right, here is your absolute final challenge. Imagine you really need the internet at a cafe, but saying, give me the Wi-Fi password is a rude demand. How can you transform this into a polite question? Say your new sentence out loud right now. Well, there are a few great ways to say it. One excellent answer is, could I have the Wi-Fi password? You could also definitely use can or would. I'd love it if you wrote your own version down in the comments below. Knowing how to ask nicely is a huge, game-changing step in learning English. It makes people actually want to help you, no matter where you travel in the world. Have you ever noticed how a simple please completely changes how people treat you? Keep that in mind the next time you order a coffee. Thanks so much for learning with this explainer, and be sure to subscribe for more English help.